Hey. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jonathan, and welcome back to Money Talks, where we want to offer you financial information, meet you where you are financially so that you can stick to your budget, manage to pay off your debt, all while on your path to building wealth. Today, guys, I want to react and respond to the Dogecoin Millionaire. If this is your first time joining me here on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. So a lot of you, if you've been in the financial space and you've been watching on YouTube, and especially if you've been following some of the crypto trends, you would have seen the Dogecoin Millionaire. Now, who is this guy? Why is he relevant? Well, I'll tell you, because some of the people, especially if you watch Graham Stephan, if you watch Meet Kevin, if you watch some of the larger personal finance YouTube channels, you would have seen him pop up because they're investors of crypto and he makes for great content. Number one is a guy, I believe he stays in California, but what he did was he took about $180,000 borrowed, if I understand correctly, and he put it all in Dogecoin. And from that, when Dogecoin took off about several months back, he actually became a millionaire from Dogecoin. And right now, if you follow his videos, because he usually gives current updates of where his Doge is sitting, he should be at about 2.3. I think at one point he was even up to 4 million. But the big question and perplexing thing about this gentleman is, I mean, he's a great guy. If you watch him, he's very creative, very fun to watch. And I encourage you to kind of look at his channel for a couple of reasons. But the interesting and intriguing thing about this gentleman is he makes about $65,000 a year, and he hasn't changed or utilized the money, meaning pulled out once he hit this stature to make his personal life a little bit better. So whether it's paying off his debt, buying a home, things of that nature. In a recent podcast, he was even saying, like, I believe his checking account was almost negative because of a credit card bill overpaid, and he was about to get a paycheck. So he's still living how he was previously, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But when you have that type of a windfall, it does beg the question, when do you transition? And I think for me, number one, that's the interesting part about his story, because obviously in the money space, you always have these questions come up about, hey, what if you had $1 million or $2 million right now? What are things you would do? And obviously the practical thing would be, hey, I'm going to buy a home, pay off my debt, kind of the normal things. And then I'm going to use this money to try to put myself in a position where I can be financially free. You can love your job, you can do all that, but it opens up the opportunity for you to have true financial freedom. And that's the thing that if you watch a lot of his clips and a lot of his podcasts, even there was one, I think, on the Iced Coffee Hour where Graham and me, Kevin, they all kind of were encouraging him to just sell some of it and set yourself up. Just sell some of it and move it to like an index fund or anything. And the one thing that I will say about this gentleman is he explains why he does it. Number one, it's certainly of his values. He truly believes in Dogecoin and is confident, which, like I say in all my videos, you have to be confident about what you're investing, and that's what it is. The second thing is he feels honored to what is now the Doge community to continue to buy and hold. It's my impression he thinks he would be a sellout if he sold because he made so much and transitioned to a little bit safer. And that's, I think, one of the things that I think anybody, if you have the opportunity to set your family up for the long term, set yourself up for the long term, for a consistent long term, change your life forever, no one can be upset about it. And the funny thing is, the thing that got him to this far is, hey, he was willing to take the risk at a time, again, when no one was really watching this opportunity. And so it really blessed him. But what about now? You're sitting on 2 million, but your checking account's overdrawn. You still have credit card bills, things of that. Why wouldn't you actually pull out? And the fact is, it's not you. Even if it's the thing that got you there, doesn't mean you have to abandon your values. And I think that was one of the things that is potentially missed. No one's saying you have to pull everything out of Dogecoin because you like Dogecoin, you love Dogecoin. But what if you just took half? If you just took half, you got 2 million, take 1 million and change your life for the better. Transition it to something that maybe you buy real estate, maybe you buy more index funds that's more perpetual. The thing about the Dogecoin and Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrencies is no matter how long Bitcoin's been around, it doesn't make it less volatile. No matter how well Dogecoin is doing as an investment, just looking at the facts. Don't say what's going on, but just looking at the facts, it doesn't make it less volatile. So when you are investing holistically and you talk to someone about their portfolio, they don't mind taking a risky investment, but they're not going to have their whole net worth in this risky investment. It's going to be a piece. Nate O'Brien, he talked about, hey, I'm in cryptocurrency. It's about 20% of his net worth. Graham was in it a little bit, but he pulled out. Many people dabble in and out. Even Elon Musk, he bought some and then sold it. The fact is, a strong strategic investor realizes what the investment is, realizes the risks that are involved, and has an appetite for a certain amount of risk. And they take that calculated risk, and then once they have a suitable gain, or what they believe is a suitable gain, it's not like the crap table where you keep letting it ride. No, you take some of your winnings and you spread it out into other investments that are more sustainable. And that's all that I think anyone is trying to get this individual to do. And Dogecoin, Mr. Doge, Pro the Doge, if you're actually watching this, I definitely want to encourage you, just consider taking enough to change your current life and set your life up, which might be half of your portfolio, may not even be that much of your portfolio, but doesn't mean you're a sellout. It means that from a strategic standpoint, you start to mitigate some of your risk in this whole thing. Because the fact is, even Graham was heavily invested in real estate. Now he does index funds. If you look at anybody who's an investor, the thing that got them to success is their gateway, their claim to fame. Real estate, business, in the personal finance space, a lot of people they're able to make their money and build their businesses off their personal debt-free stories and or great investment stories or what have you. But once they accomplish that one big thing, then they transition and they don't lose that thing. They just add on to more strategic, sustainable growth that's going to allow them to grow perpetually over and over again. And I think that's the only thing. No one wants you to lose or abandon your values, and no one's going to judge you, because the fact is, I read some of your comments on a lot of your videos, and like I said, your videos are awesome. Love your personality, and I love just watching the decisions that you are now making and you're facing and the challenges that you're having. And that makes for a good story, because again, people don't know what that lifestyle looks like when all of a sudden you're hit with this landslide of wealth. But I would encourage you, hey, change your lifestyle now. No, make your life easier. If you have some debt, go ahead and take some out, pay that off. If you don't have a house, take some. If you want to stay where you're at, if there's a house, upgrade your car a little bit. But from an investment standpoint, shift and make your portfolio more sustainable, not losing Dogecoin, but more at an appropriate risk amount for your net worth. So that way, should you take a loss with it, And that does happen with the stock market being so fluctuating, the cryptocurrency market being so volatile. That will happen. You will have the opportunity to actually benefit long term. It's a great story to have. Nobody. That's the one thing about being in investments, or even in America, all across the world. Like, you hear these great stories about how these opportunities come. A person made a decision and they gained a lot of wealth. But the fact is, typically, just like with lottery winners, most lottery winners lose their money. And as somebody who's worked in the financial space for nearly a decade, I've seen people get landfalls of lawsuits and insurance policies, and so you name it, I've seen it. But the thing that kills them is they don't utilize it to where they enjoy the windfall, enjoy the fruits of it, but then they also utilize it to set them up to where, not saying you don't have to work, but work isn't your main source of income. Meaning, if you never worked a day in your life again, you were already set up from this one financial decision. And that's the part that really makes it interesting to watch, because what if you lost it all tomorrow? Will you be okay and it never comes back? Will you be okay with that decision of, hey, I was a millionaire for a few months. I had this amount of wealth and I could change my life, and now it's gone. The opportunity, not to say you can't do it again, but how that happened is gone. That's the point of just being a little bit more practical and moving yourself forward. Needless to say, still a great story. Check out his YouTube channel. I'm gonna link that down in the description. This guy's been featured in Business Insider, CNBC, all different things. I'll try to leave a lot of those links below. If you haven't already, please like the video if you like it. Leave me a comment if you've watched his journey, and give me your thoughts. What do you think? What would you do if you haven't already? But I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.